what are we going to be making today?
Today we're going to make the Escovitch Snapper, which is my favorite snapper. Nice and spicy.
Now, Escovitch, I'm used to my family making that. Isn't it almost like a pickling sauce that you put on top of it?
Yes, ma'am. Pickled pepper sauce, basically, same concept.
And by the way, before we start assembling this dish, I have a couple questions. So Reggae Hut, you guys are there at Alameda and Southmore, right?
Yes, sir, between Southmore and Blodgett, 4814 Alameda.
Okay, so not far from downtown. And also, do you get asked often, what is Caribbean food? I mean, what are the staples of this diet?
It's soul food. It's the same. Soul food from the Caribbean. That's all it is.
So soul food. So I see veggies, but rice and beans, but really some of the flavors and spices that you're using kind of set it apart?
That's what sets it apart, correct. Allspice, which
like
she has in her
berries.
hand. Yes.
Yeah.
And then just the habaneros, things like that to make it different and unique.
Gotta be careful with those, right? Very
careful.
Okay. So
all right, so let's get started.
Put this together.
All right, we're gonna take our snapper. We love the red snapper. Drop it in a fryer.
And I see that you scored it. What's the point in scoring it?
Season gets locked inside. Rub the season inside. It allows when you're cooking for everything to go inside and cooks better.
Now, I noticed the oil did not splatter when you put that in. Are you cooking this over sort of a moderate to low heat?
Medium heat. You don't want the danger of everything frying back at you, so you want to make sure you keep your temperature safe.
Okay, and about how long do we leave that in the pan?
That's a good 10-minute fry. 10 to 12-minute fry.
Okay, so patience
5 to 6 on each
is
side.
the name of the game.
Correct.
In the meantime, you've made this other little sauce.
It's our Escovitch sauce that she spoke about. She's going to add garlic.
You want me to put the whole thing?
Not the whole thing,
Okay.
just a little bit. Some habaneros.
And what do you have in the pan already, Chef?
It's a basic base, vinegar base. We're going to add a little more vinegar if she's adding more vegetables.
So there's just a white vinegar.
Correct.
I remember growing up, my family would cook this mostly around Easter because it would preserve.
Yeah, correct.
It would preserve, the pickling preserves it so you could eat it over a couple of days.
Correct.
Oh, that's cool.
But why wait till Easter?
You can eat it anytime. I could eat it anytime. You're right.
Okay, so walk us through, Chef, how we're making the dish.
She's adding the onions, the bell peppers, and the red and green bell peppers. You want the flavor as well as presentation also.
Now, I noticed that the garlic and the habanero peppers you've left whole.
No, these two we don't need. That's just for presentation. I'm sorry.
Because we already added these two here. Okay.
And you don't want to add too much habanero because it won't be
You can't
edible.
taste it. Yes.
Yeah, correct. So this is going to stew down. You're going to let it boil. Normally you just bring it to everything gets hot and then set it aside. Same pickling, simple pickling method, and let it cool down, and then it'll be ready to go. And when we're ready to serve, we take it out and put it in a pot, serve it up, put some more extra bell peppers in there for presentation, and it's our finished product.
And look at that finished presentation. So, Tony, I noticed that the way you've plated it, you have done the whole fish there. But if someone just wanted to not do, like, include the head and the tail, they could also do that, right?
We're going to look at you like you're crazy, but we'll get it to you. I mean...
So leaving the head and the tail on, that is customary.
Correct.
Good flavor. You eat around the bones. The tail's my favorite part. I don't like to look at the eye on the head, so my mom usually takes that. But I love the colors of the dish. It's very colorful from the peppers, right?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
In Caribbean American Heritage Month, this is something that was adopted by Congress about 15 years ago, right?
Right.
And so in terms of the way you guys celebrate in your family, Taisha, but also at Reggae Hut, what can we expect from the restaurant all month long?
We had our first karaoke night. We're doing DJs. We have a lot of different things to make it festive while you're there. We have our steel drummer. And, you know, just want to enjoy the month.
Nothing like steel drums, by the way, to bring in the sounds of the Caribbean. Thank you so much, Chef, for stopping by. It smells absolutely delicious. Yes. And if you would like more info about Caribbean American Heritage Month or the Reggae Hut, you can visit the Scene on Houston Life section of our website.
And next on Houston Life, you don't let the Texas heat prevent you from a comfortable sleep. Details on how you can sleep cooler at night.
And by the way, if you aren't following Houston